On today's show, an early winter hunting adventure into the world of quail and southern plantations in the great state of Georgia. Hunters and other conservationists are working to preserve wild quail there and its historic traditions.
Ride! Nice shot, ride!
Nothing to this game.
Later, got the winter blahs? Well, do we have a cure called sunshine, warm days, and water that splashes? Our Minnesota-bound classic this week features a family that covets a fish most folks deplore.
All right.
The joys of catching eel pout. Why, you ask? Good eatin', you betcha. Those stories and more coming up next on Minnesota Bound.
Hey, can't beat that.
Minnesota Bound. Brought to you by Minnesota's Select GMC dealers.
Hi everybody, Raven and I welcome you to the show. In our first story, we're going to take a little adventure all the way down to Georgia. Why Georgia? Well, there's bobwhite quail down there and they're fun to hunt, and I have not done that very often. But the other reason for going to Georgia is one of the great conservation issues in America is what happened to the wild quail in southeast United States. We went there to find out.
This is America's upland game bird. The bobwhite is born and bred.
Rooster!
While the ringneck pheasant may be more colorful, it's an American alien. Rooster! Imported from the Orient. But Mr. Bobwhite, well, old Bob represents the hunting heart of America's South. It's a Southern tradition, rich in history. It's a bird hunted by presidents and cherished by generations of bird dog devotees. But time has not stood still in the Old South. A few plantations may remain, but Georgia's fame for wild quail hunting has faded away like the shadows under a live oak tree. Which brings us here to southwest Georgia, to a place called Blue Springs Plantation.
My grandfather actually bought this piece of property back in 1962. My great-grandfather was a very avid quail hunter, all about conservation, preservation, and loved to entertain guests.
Meet Hunter Mountcastle. The passion for quail hunting runs in his veins too. But here on the plantation, Hunter has another goal: to keep alive those wild quail hunting traditions from yesteryear.
This is Alice. You could say a quail hunting mule. And Alice is going to be part of our story. Ready, Alice?
Just take that ear in the top we got.
But on this day, with hunters on Tennessee walkers, or riding in a mule-drawn wagon led by far-roaming pointers, the pursuit of wild quail is like a page from another time.
You kind of handle the horses?
Horses, the mules here. Didn't like them at first, but now I sort of enjoy it. They always say a mule sort of a dumb animal, but that's not true.
You know, I have to admit, this kind of beats walking 5 miles across South Dakota pheasant hunting. Huh?
But it doesn't take long to find the first covey.
Nothing to this. 2 shots, no quail. I was feeling sorry for the quail. No more.
Time to keep going. Next point, hopefully, coming up.
Get one, Tommy? We will too. Birds are safe today.
So you lose a few.
Ride! Look at all them birds. Nice shot, ride.
Nothing to this game.
And you win a few. Just what hunting should be about.
One thing about quail hunting, like any upland bird hunting, is a lot of anticipation. So you're following these pointers, they point, they run, they point, they run, and you never know when they're going to explode. I mean, that's the magic of it all. I'm claiming it. That was even surprised me that I made that shot. There's the rooster on the right and the hen on the left. There, see the difference? A little difference in size too, but not a heck of a lot. Tiny birds, but they fly like firecrackers, I tell you.
Yet this place is about more than hunting wild quail. It's also about producing wild quail. Hunter explains.
Growing up, the quail woods, it was something that, I wanted to learn how to get in there and drive the tractors, and I wanted to learn how to get more birds, where we could do more hunting, and, how to make things better for the future generations. There's definitely room to grow, definitely more habitat that we can, always increase, and trying to supplement, whatever we can, to make sure that the quail are here for the future.
Quail zealot Bo Henry.
With Quail Forever for us, it was what their mission was of habitat and youth hunting and things like that. And I think you got to get more young people out and show them what it's all about for one. But the habitat of it's a big thing for us down here. It's a passion and almost a sickness.
So here at Blue Springs, the hopes are many. Hope to increase wild quail, hope to preserve quail hunting traditions, and hope the South forever is known as the capital of America's quail country.
Be ready.
I'm ready.
When we return, more about Georgia's quest to continue wild quail hunting.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Minnesota's select GMC dealers, Ice Force, Connecticut, and by Evinrude, the official outboard motor of Minnesota Bound.
All right, time now to continue our Georgia quail adventure. Have I missed yet? I think so.
In Georgia, quail hunting and bird dogs are like birds of a feather. This time at a hunting preserve called Spring Bank, just north of Atlanta. Joining me was Talbot Parton, the Quail Forever organization.
All right, Lyle, I understand you have a surprise for me here, huh?
I sure do, Ron. I'd like you to meet my dog.
Oh, really? All black lab? Yeah.
This is Miss Raven.
You're kidding me.
This is Raven.
Oh, Raven, come here, baby.
Lyle is Lyle McClure, manager at Spring Bank, where wild quail are encouraged and released quail are hunted.
Game plan is we've got probably about 60 acres that we're going to try to cover right here, but try to work the dog's noses into the wind.
And you have a couple of setters here, huh?
Two setters, got Molly and Trooper.
Minutes later, Molly and Trooper were on point.
All right, fellas, be ready. Find them. Find them. That's one of the ones you shot at that peeled right.
Well, that makes me feel better. Hey, I hit one. Hell, I'm better than I thought I was.
Let me pat your back.
Thank you.
Now, me hitting a quail wasn't the only strange sight.
What's going on there?
It's got to be in that tree.
Serious? Really? Is there a quail in that
Yeah,
tree?
it's sitting right there in the tree.
God, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Fellas, I don't believe the dog's gonna be able to get up there to flush this one out. If y'all want to get on either side, I want to shake it out like a squirrel.
As the morning heated up, so did the action.
Be ready.
I'm ready.
Kill it.
Good shot.
Good shot.
Wow, that bird's got 9 lives.
While the released birds serve a purpose, Lyle also works the land to aid wild quail.
You can kind of take a look around and see that the way we've actually did the plantation cut on the pines. You've got areas where we've got dense woods down in the draws that provides cover, but out in the fields we've actually got it opened up, so it provides the quail with the right type of habitat that they need. So not only to do what we do with our release birds here, but also to help support the wild bird coveys that we have.
Later, we were joined by another bird dog zealot, Jim Hardy.
Ready, guys? She's on point again right here, Lyle. Nice.
Good shot.
Is that you, Ron?
You know, when I shoot, something always falls, you know that.
We were enjoying the hunt for sure, but the dogs, well, the dogs seemed to be having the most fun.
Atta girl, come on, fetch him up. Look at that, look how pretty that is.
It is gorgeous.
The bird right in front of her on the ground.
Oh my.
If quail hunting is to persevere in America South, those bird dogs may get the credit. After all, it's the point that matters. It's the point we anticipate. It's the point that keeps us all coming back.
Come on, baby.
Coming up, we're headed to Sunshine and Minnesota Bound's favorite winter getaways.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Borderview Lodge.
Winter have you down? Well, how about some winter getaway ideas? We put together a few of them that you're going to like, and it's warm and the sun's shining.
When the snow flies and temperatures sink, Minnesotans are famous for leaving the state they love, if only for a little while. Short-term snowbirds, so to speak, to catch some rays, warm rays, or play tourist somewhere, or go fishing in water that never freezes.
Yeah, beautiful. Come on, baby.
All right. Oh, what do we got here? But wait. A winter getaway in Minnesota can be more than one way south. Maybe it's nothing more than the solitude of an ice shack. Maybe it's a new experience. How about a dog-powered sled ride into the Boundary Waters wilderness beyond Ely?
There he is. Oh, nice one.
Maybe catch a lake trout while your canine helpers take a nap. Maybe it's a winter trout stream in scenic southeast Minnesota. Trout love cold water. How about a getaway in a Minnesota state park? Winter amenities may be fewer than summer, but they're there. Okay, forget it. Your getaway requires cactus. Is that it? Consider sunny Mazatlan, Mexico, and troll the blue water for blackfin tuna. Or
Take me to them.
cast freshwater for a largemouth bass.
Boy, it's pretty looking bass. Very pretty.
Another popular Mexican hangout for Minnesotans is here, Cabo San Lucas. You can't beat the beach scene, and not far away, swim striped marlin, an angler's dream fish.
Got me a marlin. Oh, he's a beauty.
And it's almost free, senor. Closer to home, a winter getaway that pleases can be found in the Florida Keys, where I once fished with the late Jose Wahebe. At the end of the Mississippi River, there's the Louisiana Bayou, rich with fish despite oil spills and hurricanes.
I'm claiming it.
Maybe it's a January quail hunt in Georgia that means for you a break from winter.
Good shot.
Escape if you must. Just don't forget, come back to marvelous Minnesota.
Look at that guy.
Oh yeah, oh that's a nice one.
Remember, the walleyes bite again come May.
On the coldest days in winter, it is so important to take care of the fish. And what I mean by that is you just battled the fish, you pulled it out of the water, and if you're not gonna keep it, you've gotta get it back down the hole right away. If it's cold out, it'll freeze its eyelids, and that fish is as good as dead once you let it go. It might swim away, but it's not gonna swim away healthy. You might have 10 or 15 seconds when it's 0 or below. So what I like to do is have my hookouts always handy right here. I literally just clip them right there. I catch the fish, I unhook it right back down the water. If you're gonna take a picture, you do it really quick. You get them back in, and you save that fish for someone to catch another day.
Disappointed walleye. All right.
So, you think the eel pout's no fun to catch and no fun to eat? Wrong, ice anglers, wrong.
Minnesota Bound, brought to you by Northland Tracker Boating Centers, Star Bank, and by Totem Resorts.
Time now for our Minnesota Bound Classic. You know, when you mention the fish eel pout, often what happens are wrinkled noses. Well, we found a family who specialized in catching eel pout, and they're not wrinkling their nose, they're smiling and eating away.
In this ice fishing shack, it might look like a typical scene on Minnesota's rainy lake. Folks waiting for a bite, and waiting and waiting. This is the Miggins family. Father Jim, Mother Kathy, daughter Ashley, son Brooke, and oldest son Corey. But this family isn't after the usual walleye or other pretty fish.
You don't have a lot of competition out here at night. Not many people come out to fish them. Most of them will cut their lines before even taking them off the hook. We're out there every night we can get a chance. You almost feel guilty not going out.
Going out to catch, would you believe, a fish known by a couple of ugly names? Burbot or eel pout? Yes, eel pout, a fish most anglers despise because, well, because they're not pretty. But in the eyes of the Miggins family, there's nothing better to look at. Lunkers on the wall.
We're referred to as the Pout House.
4 years ago, the Miggins anglers accidentally discovered that pout or burbot can be fun to catch.
I actually kind of prided myself into never catching one of these devils. And that's the truth. Do a lot of winter fishing, winter walleye fishing, and I think any successful winter walleye fisherman stays long enough to catch what we call burbot, you know. Being that they are a non-game species, we started catching a lot of them, and there were obviously more to eat. We tried to eat them right away and really liked them.
Hey, can't beat that.
But the Miggins folks take their burbot fishing seriously, once keeping accurate records for a research project by the University of South Dakota. The real fishing question here is, who is having the last laugh? Anglers who catch nothing, or these pout masters?
Yeah, when it comes down to primary fishing, you betcha. More action, better fights, more fish when everybody else goes home. Yeah, we got the last laugh.
So this fish story ends much like a good book. As everybody knows, you can't judge a good book or a good fish by its cover.
You'll never look at eel pout the same way again. I have to admit, they're delicious. That about does it for us. Remember, introduce a kid to the great outdoors. Take them eel pout fishing. I'm Ron Schara, and of course the star of the show always is Raven, huh? You want to say something?
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433. For more information on these stories and more, catch us on the web at mnbound.com.